All right, welcome to Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper. My name's Kent Ramsay. I'm the president of Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper, and it's a great pleasure to have everybody here for this announcement. I'd like to acknowledge that Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper has been in operation for over 100 years and is built on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe peoples of Fort William First Nation. And we recognize the significant contributions of the First Nations people to our heritage, social, cultural, spiritual, and economic wealth. Our sustainable forest products come from traditional land of the First Nations of northwestern Ontario, and we are committed to a relationship with First Nations people that is grounded on the principle of mutual trust, respect, reciprocity, and collaboration in the spirit of reconciliation and prosperity for all. So on behalf of the entire Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper team, I would like to welcome you today to this event. I'd like to especially take the time to thank all of our special guests joining us today. In particular, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry, the Honorable Graydon Smith, our very own Member of Provincial Parliament for Thunder Bay-Atikokan, Kevin Holland, and His Worship Thunder Bay Mayor Ken Boshcoff, all of the MNRF Forestry Biomass Program recipients, all of our partners joining us here today, and some of our really fine partners from Resolute Forest Products who make our integrated operations still work today as it did prior to Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper. So today's announcement is significant as biomass is an integral component of this mill's operation, provides sustainable green energy for the mill and the electrical grid of Ontario. Biomass is a key component to the integrated forestry operations of the mill, the regional sawmills, and the regional forests. It is part of an economic engine that provides over $500 million annually to our local economy. This funding drives a more competitive and sustainable forest industry that will lead to diversification and competitiveness as we drive the circular green economy into the future. Thunder Bay looks forward to another 100 years of operation with the support of government and our community. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to the Minister Smith and the announcement. Thank you, Minister Smith.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Ken, and thank you for the whole team here at Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper for hosting us here today. I know 450 employees directly and more contractors helping to make amazing things happen here and support the forestry sector in Thunder Bay and Northwest Ontario. And again, very, very pleased that we could be here today. I think for a significant announcement that continues to be a game changer for the forestry sector here in Ontario. But I want to begin today by recognizing a significant milestone, not only for our government, but for the forest sector and businesses as a whole. And by the way, I love the fact that there's activity going on here today. Like, work is happening. No, it's okay. That's great background noise when we're talking about a thriving forestry sector. But 5 years ago, we released our forest sector strategy. And we continue to implement the ideas in that strategy and move forward with that roadmap to promote economic growth in the forestry sector and build prosperity across Ontario. This strategy has guided us as we enhance Ontario's reputation as a world leader in sustainable forest management. And we also support the vital economic contributions made by our forest sector, while supporting those contributions, it generates $21 billion a year in round numbers, 142,000 jobs. Those numbers are huge. They really underline what forestry means, not only to Northwest Ontario, but to all of Ontario. It was one of the very first industries we had in this province, and it continues to play a hugely important role today. And within the forest sector strategy, our government committed to help businesses fulfill their potential and fulfill the objectives of our strategy, which is to protect our wood supply and grow the forestry sector, find new ways to make investments that are critical to the sector, and make sure that we're doing everything we can to grow into the future. We've reduced red tape. We've reduced regulatory burdens while maintaining environmental protections. We made it easier for businesses to plan and maintain operations and get approvals. And in March 2022, we released our Forest Biomass Action Plan, fulfilling one of the strategy's key commitments. Mill byproducts and underutilized forest biofiber are used in everything from food additives to building materials. Forest biomass also has many emerging uses. I'm very excited about them. Renewable natural gas, bioplastics, and hydrogen, responsible alternatives to carbon-intensive products. In the forest sector strategy, it's our vision for Ontario's world-leading forest sector, and the Forest Biomass Action Plan identifies how biomass can bring that vision to life. Our success depends on you, our partners, which guide us to new opportunities to advance the forest sector strategy's vision. And we've seen great progress. And that progress continues today. So I'm pleased to announce that through the Forest Biomass Program, we're investing a combined total of more than $9.4 million in 14 projects right here in the Northwest. They are a diverse range of research, innovation, and modernization initiatives that will help develop the potential of Ontario's forest biomass resources. They represent all 4 of the program's funding streams, demonstrating the range of potential that the program is bringing to life across our province. There are 2 projects in the modernization stream, driving forest sector transformation and competitiveness through the use of forest biomass. And that includes $5 million right here at Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper. The investment here will modernize the mill's electrical system, enabling future measures to expand green energy production, reduce emissions, and increase biomass usage. There are 3 projects in the innovative bioproduct manufacturing stream, increasing the use of biomass in manufacturing, infrastructure, and beyond. And this includes $245,000 for Rudder Urban Forestry to deliver clean and cost-efficient heat generation by acquiring new equipment to produce heating chips. 6 projects in the Indigenous Bioeconomy Partnerships stream, increasing Indigenous participation in forest biomass opportunities and the resultant economic benefits. This includes $200,000 in funding for Lake Nipigon Forest Management to support the development of a renewable natural gas and biocarbon facility, increasing alternative fuel production here in Ontario. And there are 3 projects in the Exploring Biomass Pathways stream, advancing research into the technical, financial, and scientific aspects of forest biomass use. This includes $100,000 in funding for FP Innovations to drive competitiveness and environmental benefits by reducing the operating costs and carbon footprint of lignin production. By investing in these 14 projects through our Forest Biomass Program, we are investing in the future of the forestry sector and creating jobs here in Northern Ontario. In the coming months, I'll be able to announce many more projects with the support from the Forest Biomass Program. But today's announcement is an important milestone as we work to realize the objectives of the forest sector strategy, and there are more milestones to come. So as we recognize what we have accomplished together, I speak directly to the members of the public, Indigenous communities, industry stakeholders, and businesses who have helped bring the forest sector strategy to life. It is a simple message. Thank you. You helped us develop this roadmap to growth and prosperity. You're helping us put it into action. We're investing in Ontario together. The future of the forest sector is bright, and if we work together, we'll be unstoppable here in Ontario. Thank you very much, everyone. And now I'd like to introduce the amazing MPP for Thunder Bay-Atikokan, Kevin Holland.
Thank you, Minister, for the introduction, and thank you to everybody for being here today for this great announcement. I'm very honored to be alongside the Honourable Graydon Smith, Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry. And as well, I'd like to thank Kent and his team. You know, I think we were joking up there in the green room earlier that they're going to get me a security badge because I've been here quite a few times, but it's really important, and they've done a fantastic job in bringing me up to speed, letting me know what it is I need to know, and the message I need to be bringing down to my colleagues in Toronto and it's been heard and it's working. And Minister, just so you know, you're number 52, so congratulations. So I can't overstate how important it is to have the ministers coming to Thunder Bay and engaging with the stakeholders, people like you, to hear what it is that we need to be doing collectively and collaboratively to move the industry forward and to make sure that Northwestern Ontario realizes all the potential that we have. So I really appreciate the attention that the government has been giving to Thunder Bay-Atikokan, but more particularly Northwestern Ontario. As Minister Smith has outlined, today marks a significant step forward for our region as we announce crucial funding to key players in the forestry sector. This announcement is a significant milestone within the framework of Ontario's Forest Biomass Action Plan, a crucial component of the broader forest sector strategy launched by our government in 2020. As we enter the second phase of this program, this announcement of $9.4 million to create jobs and stimulate economic growth within the forestry industry. And this is part of the government's broader funding initiative of $19.6 million. And this initiative is not only an investment in our present, but an essential building block for the financial future of Northwestern Ontario, as well as helping to ensure sustainability and environmental stewardship in our natural resources. I'd like to thank the Honourable Minister Graydon Smith for the government's commitment to ensuring the viability of our local natural resources and the economic prosperity of Northwestern Ontario. And I look forward to seeing the innovative uses of this funding. And it's my pleasure now to introduce His Worship, Ken Boshcoff. Thank you.
Indeed, it's always wonderful to come here for these kinds of announcements. I grew up only a few blocks away, so I'm quite familiar with the evolution of the plant and some of the famous quotations about prosperity and other attributes that have been identified with. So when we see this kind of belief in the future, this investment, I'm very grateful, Minister, for Minister Graydon has been here many times on so many different projects. For those of you who are into fish and wildlife, we've released a few million fish here. So you can be grateful next time you're out there when the season starts. This kind of investment in our industrial base is part of our resurgence as a community and part of Northwestern Ontario's strength, that we're still here, that we're growing stronger, and we deeply appreciate the ministers and the government's support. As a municipality with our neighbors in Nebing, Oliver Papoonge, surrounding municipalities, Fort William First Nation, that we as a region are still here. We've got a great new set of highways that, again, thanks to largely to the provincial government, that are helping us and helping the industries. So I can only congratulate the workforce, the leadership, and the government for their belief in the future. We really appreciate it, and no one will be disappointed. This town is on an upswing. Thank you very much. Northwestern Ontario's strength, that we're still here, that we're growing stronger, and we deeply appreciate the ministers and the government's support. As a municipality with our neighbors in Nebing, Oliver Papoonge, surrounding municipalities, Fort William First Nation, that we as a region are still here. We've got a great new set of highways that, again, thanks to largely to the provincial government, that are helping us and helping the industries. So I can only congratulate the workforce, the leadership, and the government for their belief in the future. We really appreciate it, and no one will be disappointed. This town is on an upswing. Thank you very much.